Hi guys, from the Empire Paper Mill, Tony, I don't know, Steve, and so Steve, Tony was your boss, and in the middle is Dawn Cole, our artist in resident. Guys, just tell us briefly about what you did and where you know what was the paper mill, the Empire Paper Mill.
It was a paper mill. What do you expect?
What did you make? Did you make, besides paper, what kind of paper? Toilet rolls?
We started off making mechanical papers like newsprint, wallpaper, base, telephone directory.
Okay.
And then we went on to what we call pure papers for higher grade printing papers. Surface sized, pure, 100% pulp.
And this was all up near Greenhithe, wasn't it?
It's in Greenhithe.
Yeah. So what was your relationship? One was the boss and one was the worker?
Yeah, Tony was my boss, production manager. I was driving on PM1 machine.
Was a Pier 1 machine?
Yeah. And
what's that?
that was the large of our three machines.
Is that what you've got in your hand?
That's that machine there, yeah.
So when you say drive it, what?
Dryman.
Dryman, what does that mean?
That was on the dry section, literally drying the paper.
Ah, okay.
On a paper machine, you've got two ends. You've got a wet end and a dry end. The wet end is run by the machineman who runs the machine. His second in command looks after the other end, the dry end, where the paper's reeled up, and that's the dryman. So
And then where does it go from there?
the reeler,
Goes to reeler. So
where it's split into smaller widths and put onto cardboard cores.
And how big is those papers coming out of that machine what you're finishing there before, on the drying?
reeler, what were they, about 5 ton? Each reel of paper that came off.
Give me a size from you. How high would it?
5 metre wide. You
5
had
metres
spool.
wide?
Yeah, the
Okay.
sheet of paper was 5 metres wide, and you had it weighed approximately 5 tonne, 5.5 tonne. It went to the reeler and it was cut into smaller webs, and it might have gone on to the cutter to be cut into sheets.
So you were saying about losing when it shut down, was that a big loss to the town and big loss to yourselves, and did it rip you
to
apart?
The town, and people serviced the mill, not just people who worked there, but people that serviced the mill as well, engineers. So yeah, it was quite a big...
How many people worked there roughly? Can you remember?
300, 300 approximately.
And it was high paid, I imagine, in relative to the rest of the area.
It was okay. It wasn't the best paid. Probably the tissue mills were higher paid than what fine paper mills. Traditionally, the tissue mills were always paid higher.
So that Kimberly Clark site down there, what is that? What was that, Imperial, or was that in Bowwater?
No, that was another mill, IPM Imperial, which was owned by Reeds, same as Empire Paper Mills.
Oh, okay. So one company owned all of these companies.
Was it one that's owned by Bowwater?
Kimberly Clark was Bowwater Stocks, and that's tissue mills, there's toilet rolls.
And then you all basically got shifted up towards Medway. Is that right?
Yeah, we all got shifted around, but I ended up at Alsford Newsprint.
Which is where?
Alsford.
Is that nearby?
Just outside Maidstone.
Just
Oh,
outside
okay.
Maidstone.
Yeah, so most of the paper went that way towards Maidstone.
Ironically, that mill was owned by Reeds as well, which owned Empire Paper Mills. So that was a...
Was there a lot of skill involved in what you were doing, guys?
I'd say yes.
Yes. To become an electrician or an engineer, you've probably got 4 or 5 apprenticeship. But after 10 years, you're still learning the process. To be honest, you're always learning. It's a constant learning curve on paper machines and the paper industry.
Is the process much different to what you're doing right now? Right there in front of on this table. Is it
Yes.
a huge difference?
Yes.
Basically, it's the same.
It's the same principle.
You've got a suspension of fibres in water, you're draining through a mesh, and then you're pressing and drying, and that's still the same.
It's the same process.
On the machine, it's continuous. Here, it's batch.
And how different is this from the Chinese doing it 3,000 years ago? Is there any difference?
So I wasn't there. Believe it or
I
not.
think you were around. You said you were there, Tony. That's
You
outrageous.
said last time we met that you could vaguely remember those days.
Yeah, thank you. Exactly the same, actually. Exactly the same.
Is it? Yeah, yeah.
The same basic principles all the way through.
So we're at the full portal. Hello, everybody. We want to say hello to the world, and it's a paper making before we go into Gravesend now. And this is Tony Thorley, who was chief. He hates it when I say this. Chief paper maker, production manager for, and yourself.
I was Steve Clarkson and I was a PM1 machine dryer.
And Dawn Cole,
I'm Dawn Cole, and I'm a mere artist.
a mere artist. Our print
No
artist in
such thing
residence.
as a mere artist, unless you're an artist who paints mirrors.
Or your mirror that paints, I suppose. Guys, we're at the fourth portal. It is the 28th of September 2023. I'm John, and yeah, it's a lovely atmosphere here today. And come on down if you see this in time. Take care. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Tony, for coming in. Cheers.